Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Casey and I'm the designer behind the indie sewing pattern company Pattern Scout. And today I just wanted to walk you through my process for trying to plan out a spring and summer wardrobe. So it is currently in the 30s here in Michigan. It's actually very cold, but it feels warm. Like the sun is shining, it's really beautiful outside, the birds are chirping, and it feels like spring to me. Like I can tell spring is just around the corner and I'm so ready to start sewing some warmer weather garments. Now, most of this wardrobe is gonna be handmade, but I do anticipate that I'll be thrifting a couple of items, and I will also be buying a couple of items like shoes and maybe some accessories. But for the most part, I am focused mostly on handmade garments. And I do this periodically throughout the year. Usually around the time that seasons are changing, I start thinking about the types of things that I want to be making and wearing for each season. And I really enjoy this process of kind of gathering inspiration, compiling a list of things that I want to make, and thinking about how I can mix and match these items and really make them work for my lifestyle. So I work from home, so I do spend a lot of time at home, and I like my wardrobe to be pretty practical for things like running errands, going to the grocery store, going to the fabric store. But I do like to mix in a few items that are a little bit more special or maybe considered kind of like a frosting type item. And I'll be mixing in a few of those with this wardrobe as well. And generally, I do tend to wear the same things over and over again. Once I find an outfit that I really love and is easy to wear and is comfortable and makes me feel good, then I'll probably wear it just about every time I leave the house. Another thing that I want to keep in mind for this wardrobe is summer travel. We do have one trip planned abroad for a wedding, and I want to pack really light for that trip, but I also want to pack things that I feel kind of stylish in and that are comfortable for walking around and sightseeing and that kind of thing. And I also need to make something to wear to the wedding. So I'm kind of keeping all of those things in mind as well. Last night I had one of those dreams where I was trying to pack for a trip and I was running late and I was packing too much stuff, and I kept trying to like narrow down the things that I was packing because I wanted to pack light, and I was late for my flight and people were waiting for me and I just could not get all of my stuff together. And I was like, today's probably a good day to start planning this wardrobe. So let's get started. Let's get into the nitty-gritty here. So I'm not using any fancy tools to plan this out. I've just got my trusty notebook here where I've made a list. And then I've also been looking a lot of things up on Pinterest. I have numerous Pinterest boards with wardrobe inspiration. I have boards for each of the patterns that I sell in my shop, so that if you're looking for inspiration about fabric types and that sort of thing, you can find that on my Pinterest. And I've also created a board for this particular wardrobe planning for spring and summer too. So the first thing that I did was just in my notebook made a list, and I started out with kind of a basics list. And when I was thinking about things that I wanted to have in my capsule wardrobe, I started looking up like capsule travel wardrobe, or, you know, travel to Europe or that kind of thing, to kind of get some ideas for the types of things that I might want to include. And that was actually really helpful because it did show me kind of some basics that I might want, as well as some items that were a little bit more fancy that I might want in there too. And then as I started kind of narrowing down some of the basic items that I wanted, I would search that particular thing like little black dress outfit ideas to get ideas for other things that might be paired with a little black dress for a dressier occasion or a more casual occasion and that sort of thing. And then once I had the basic items listed, I kind of had a smaller list for like more fancy items, or like not even fancy items, but just items that aren't necessarily so basic. They might be a little bit more of a kind of feature item, I guess you could say. And then I listed out some shoes and accessories that I wanted to include in this wardrobe that are going to get me through the entire spring and summer, through all the warmer months. So once I had my list of basics, I made a new list and broke those basics down into categories. So I started out with tops. The first item in my tops category is tees, t-shirts. I feel like this is just a pretty obvious choice. So for the tees, I am most likely going to be using my comfy tee pattern that I have available in my shop. And I've done videos here on YouTube about how to hack that pattern into new styles. And I feel like a basic fitted t-shirt pattern is such a great like TNT, tried and true pattern to have in your stash, because you really can hack it into new styles and it sort of becomes a knit sloper, which I think is really great. I'll put a link to all of the patterns that I mention in today's video down in the description below for you to check out. And then next on that list is going to be tank tops, thinking about tank tops that would look good on their own or layered under another piece. A couple of tank top patterns, one that I've tried, one that I haven't tried. that I think would be great for this. The Ali Olsen Kila tank is one that I have tried, and I think it's a great pattern. It's very easy. Another tank top that I've seen, I saw this a lot last summer, and I think it is just a really cool tank top, and I think it also comes as a dress option, is the Stay Stitch Pattern Co. I cannot remember the name of that pattern, but I'll put a link to it. I'll list it here. It's a really, really beautiful racer back tank, but it also has like a racer front to it, and it just looks cool. It's just a cool looking dress, and so I thought that I might try to make something similar with that for a tank top, or I might just try to hack the Comfy Tee pattern again into a tank top. I did make a tank top with that pattern last summer that I wore all the time, and there were actually a couple of things I wanted to kind of modify about the way that I did that, so I may try that again actually. Okay, moving on in the tops category is a button-up shirt, and I have a pattern called the Birdie Button-Up that I plan to use, and I've actually made a couple of these that I wear all the time. I have a white linen one. It's like a really lightweight white tissue linen version that I've worn so much and still love to wear all the time. And then I have like a lighter blue lyocell version that I made that's really lightweight and drapey and just beautiful. So I still wear that one all the time. I thought for this summer I might do a new one that's out of like a lightweight chambray, just because I feel like that would be a great basic to have in my wardrobe. And I also have a version for that Birdie Button-Up that has tucks across the bodice, and I haven't done a sew along for that one yet, and it's not hard to do, but I keep putting it off. I need to just do it because I actually have a vision in my head of doing another version of that Birdie Button-Up with the tucks in a sheer fabric, like maybe a silk. Anyway, I thought a sheer version of that would be really pretty and great for spring and summer wear. So next up, I think that adding either a jean jacket or a cropped like trench style coat would be nice for the wardrobe. So kind of a lightweight jacket. And for the trench style coat, I'm kind of torn between whether or not I wanted to do like a cropped version or just like a mid-thigh length version. And I think that that would just be a really great staple to have in my wardrobe. And for a jean jacket, I think I would probably end up thrifting that. I've kind of been keeping my eyes peeled for a jean jacket, and I think the reason that I want to thrift it instead of making that is because I do want a jacket that looks kind of worn in. And if you saw my jeans bleaching video, I definitely learned some lessons about distressing denim, and I don't know if I'm ready to tackle bleaching and distressing denim again for a while. So I probably will be thrifting that if I find one that is just right. But if you did want to make a jean jacket, actually there is a pattern by Alina Design Co. She has a jean jacket pattern that looks pretty cool. As far as like a cropped trench coat jacket, I probably will end up self-drafting that if I end up making it for this spring. If not, it'll be something that I make closer to the fall. So the next three items on my tops list are kind of more of the like standout pieces or special pieces that aren't necessarily basics, but I think would work really well in a capsule wardrobe. So the first thing is a peasant top, which if you've watched my last couple of videos, you know this is a pattern that I'm currently working on. So I'm in kind of the stages of finishing up the pattern details and getting it ready for testing right now. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can get this pattern out within the next month. By the end of this month, that would be great, and get it into testing. So that is a pattern that I'm really excited about, and I'm definitely working on that right now. And I'm actually looking over here. I've got a couple of samples that I've already made, and if you saw my last couple of videos, you would have seen a little sneak peek of that pattern as well. But I hope to have that out soon, so stay tuned for that. Next up would be a vest. So vests, I think, are coming back. And I'm so happy about it because when I was a kid in like middle school, high school, I was like so into vests, and like a vest with wide leg pants was my jam. I loved that stuff. So I'm very happy to start seeing some vests popping up around, and they have been for a couple of years, I think. But I definitely plan on doing a vest, and I have actually been drafting a vest already as a variation of the vest pattern. I also want to do like a corset tank style top. That one I have not drafted yet, but it is kind of in the hopper, and I would like to get something like that drafted this summer and made for myself, and try out some styling with a corset top. So the next category of items that I have is bottoms, and the first item on this list is going to be jean shorts, and this is probably going to be an item that I thrift. And actually I have a pair of jeans that I'm planning to cut off into you know what? Actually, I have several pairs of jeans that I'm planning to cut off into shorts. One pair that I thrifted, and I also have a couple pair of jeans that I've made that I think would just look better as shorts. So I'll probably be cutting those off into shorts as well. So I think I've got those pretty much covered. Next on my list is wide leg pants. And if you saw my 2021 handmade wardrobe video from a few posts back, you will have seen that I really freaking love this McCall's pants pattern, and I'll put a picture up here. It is just a very basic elastic waist linen shorts pattern, and I just lengthened it into pants, and I really love that pattern. I made a couple of pairs of these pants last summer, wore them all the time, so I've tested them. I know that they are a garment that I would wear constantly, and I do plan to make a couple pairs of those. And I also thought I might try to do a couple of pattern hacks with those, maybe do like some with a pleated front or something like that, I don't know, or maybe even make them even wider leg pants. So I'm definitely gonna make some more of those. I also plan to have a pair of joggers. I plan to use the Nelly joggers and shorts pattern for this. This is a pattern that I sell, and I actually have a pair of pants that I made with this pattern back when I first launched the pattern that I love, and I've worn them so much and they've held up really well. I just really like the color. They're very lightweight. I made them out of a like tinsel twill, I think. Those I think would work really well with some of the other items in my collection. And then the last thing that I have under the bottoms category is a linen skirt. And with the linen skirt, I was actually kind of looking at some dresses that I really liked that were kind of like a very simple linen dress. And I thought it might be cute to do sort of a linen separates, like a skirt and a tank top. So maybe that corset top or the vest could work really well with the skirt, and then those items could be mixed and matched. So I'm thinking of just like a really basic, simple linen skirt, maybe with a button front placket on it. And I'm still kind of working out the details of how exactly I want that to look, but I'll put a couple of pictures up here showing you kind of the shape that I really, really like. So the next category is dresses, and I don't wear a lot of dresses. I typically am like a jeans and t-shirt kind of person, or a jeans and like cute shirt kind of person, but I do like to have a couple of dresses in my wardrobe for certain occasions. And when it comes to dresses, I definitely lean more toward like casual, very simple dresses. So the first dress idea that I have is the little black dress. So I'm thinking like a knit dress that is sleeveless, maybe a racer back, maybe that Stay Stitch Pattern Co. dress that is really cute with the kind of racer back style or racer front style. I think that would be a really, really cute dress. Or I may just self-draft that from my comfy tee pattern. But I'm thinking I want it to be mostly kind of fitted through the bodice and then be kind of like either a knee length or a calf length that would be cute, kind of layered under other garments or worn all by itself, and I can dress it up or wear it more casual. So the next item under the dresses category is a linen dress. So a couple of years ago, actually the very first video that I posted here on YouTube was a linen Hannah tank dress, and the Hannah tank is one of my patterns that I sell, and I did like a little hack on the waist to give it pleats at the waist and give it a little bit of shaping, and I have ended up wearing that dress a lot. And it is still a staple in my wardrobe, so I definitely plan to include that with this kind of capsule wardrobe that I'm planning and try to think of some new ways to style that. But I'll put a link to that as well. I love how that dress turned out, and I've gotten a lot of use out of it. I also have a red linen dress that I made that is my Ava dress pattern that's also really cute. And I haven't really had a chance to wear that one at all, so I may try to kind of include that in the mix this summer and spring as well. And then the last two items on my dresses list are, again, kind of a little bit more special items. So I've been served this like button-up collared knit, like fitted dress on Pinterest. I really love this style of dress. I'll put a picture here. They do have a version of it on Reformation, and I've seen it a couple of other places, but I really think this would be a relatively straightforward pattern hack with the comfy tee. And so if I do that dress, I will definitely do a video showing how I do that, but I think I just want to like basically split the front, put a button placket on it, and then add a collar to it. So this style of dress actually like takes me back to the 90s because it is definitely a style that I would have been drawn to when I was in like high school and college. And I might be dating myself a little bit here, but the 90s are definitely coming back in style right now, and I'm all about it because I love so many of the styles, and it's probably just because I was like coming of age during that time. But yeah, I really want to make one of these dresses, and I think it would be a pretty straightforward hack. And I actually have some fabric that I think would work just fine, just like a black kind of double brushed poly spandex fabric that I think would be really perfect for that and really comfortable. So I have some ideas for how I could style that, but that's one that I'm excited to make. And like I mentioned before, we do have a wedding that we're planning to go to this summer, and it's going to be a formal wedding. So I really want to try my hand at making a formal dress. I've never actually made a formal dress before. I think I can do it. I mean, I feel like I could probably handle it. And I've been pinning a lot of ideas for different dresses that are kind of fitted through the bodice with a shapely skirt, kind of like a mermaid style skirt, I guess, but something that's not too long. Anyway, I'm very excited to try my hand at making a formal dress for an event. and I'll definitely be sharing more about that process when I get to that point. Okay, so the last category on my list is accessories, and most likely I'm gonna be either thrifting or buying these items because I have some pretty specific ideas in mind, and also like I don't make handbags or shoes or that kind of thing. So here are the things that I would like to add to this wardrobe. Things that I think would be easily mixed and matched between all the different items in this collection. First, I have a crossbody purse, and crossbody purses are my jam. Like that's all I want to carry. So I thought a really cute like leather crossbody purse, kind of small, would be perfect because I'm also the kind of person, if I have a big purse, I'm gonna just put more stuff in it. So it's better for me to just kind of keep it simple and carry a small bag. I also think that I would like to get a backpack that is kind of more casual and can hold things like if I wanted to bring it on a plane with me, so I could have my carry-on and my backpack and kind of fit some other items for travel in a backpack, and or a kind of tote, like a very simple tote. And I actually used to make tote bags like a long time ago. I used to make them and sell them. And I'm kind of thinking about making myself a really nice tote, but I'm trying to decide if I actually want to have something that I just carry on one shoulder or something that's more of a backpack, which would be probably a little bit more comfortable. But if you guys are interested in seeing how I used to make these totes, like they were actually pretty heavy duty totes and, you know, had a lot of pockets and zippers and that kind of thing. So I kind of thought about doing a video on how to make both a very simple tote, like very basic, straightforward, beginner friendly tote, and then also a more advanced version. So if that's something you guys would be into, let me know. And then as far as shoes, every year I usually have like one pair of sandals and one pair of like tennis shoes that I wear all the time. And that was definitely the case last summer. And I've already got some ideas for the types of shoes that I want to be wearing. So I'm thinking like a pair of either platform or block heel slides would be really nice for the sandals. Something that's comfortable that I can walk around a lot in, but that looks really cute with everything. I know that's probably what everybody wants in a pair of shoes. But anyway, I think a pair of slides would be really perfect. And those are typically the kind of shoes that I really just gravitate towards the most, something very simple. And then I also want to get a pair of tennis shoes. And last year I was wearing the Keds, like the platform Keds a lot. And I really like those. I probably still will be wearing those. But the only thing is that those shoes really rubbed my heels a lot. And it's really hard for me to find flat shoes that don't rub my heels. So I have been on the lookout for a new pair of like white sneakers that I can wear with both dresses and like more casual items in my wardrobe as well. And I've really been liking the Nike Air Force Ones. Like I never really gave a crap about like brand name shoes or anything like that, but I've seen them again on Pinterest a few times and I really like the way that they look and the way that I've seen them styled. So I may end up getting a pair of shoes like that or just get the Nike Air Force Ones. I haven't decided yet, but I really like the way those look. And then of course I will need a pair of formal shoes, and I might actually have a pair upstairs that will work with the dress that I end up making. And then of course a scarf. So I think a scarf is just a great item to have in the wardrobe. I have a lot of scarves actually. I probably don't even need to buy a new scarf. I have several, but I really like really lightweight blanket scarves because you can style them a bunch of different ways. And those types of items will transition well through spring, summer, and into fall and even winter. So definitely a scarf is going to be in the mix. So that is basically it. Those are all the things that I'd like to have in my spring and summer wardrobe. I'm probably not going to make every single item on this list realistically. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of grace with these projects, but it is fun just to have some things to focus on and some things to look forward to making. I feel like spring and summer is also the perfect time to start learning how to sew your wardrobe if that's something that you're interested in pursuing. The types of garments that you're making in general in the summertime are going to be just a little bit easier to make and probably a little bit easier of a win when it comes to sewing projects. So I definitely think that that is an awesome time to start learning how to sew. Also, fabrics like linen and cotton are just really easy to work with, and they're very comfortable to wear, especially linen. Linen just gets more beautiful with time and wear, and it keeps you really cool in the summer. It kind of creates a little personal air conditioning system for your body, and it actually helps to have looser fitting garments that allow air to kind of circulate around your body. I do plan to share my process for making some of these garments in the coming weeks and months here on the YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that. And if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more from me, be sure to subscribe and hit that little bell icon. That way you'll be notified when I release new videos in the future. Okay, I think that is all I have for you today. I will see you in the next video. Bye. Another thing that I'm keeping in mind for this wardrobe, so I have no shortage of, But I know myself now, and I know that the things that I'm gonna actually wear are gonna be things that are a little bit more basic. Yes, I am that basic bee, I guess you could say. That sounds so nerdy.